Hi, hello. Yeah. Hello. Welcome to another installment of What Did I Get Done This Week? It never ends, I swear. Um, so I didn't work on the junk journal at all this week. I didn't have time. I was working on so many other things. Uh, and other stuff is taking priorities. But, I've been trying to work through my cluster of paper, and we got a bunch of these, uh, more of these envelope pieces here. I think they're really cute. If I show off every single one, this will take hours. Just a huge amount of these. And yes, we're getting right into it. I have more stuff I have to do today. I have to fold laundry today. I'm hand making some cards today. I can actually show you a piece of the card actually. So there's this thing. These are fun. They're never-ending cards. So I'm making 5 cards. So I'm making 5 of these, and yeah, it's fun. This is paper that I also dyed a while back that I showed off. Um, this is a section of the card. There's more to it than that, but yeah. And they'll probably be shipped. That's not something I'll probably show on stream, on video, just because people watch it that get these cards, and I want it to be special for them, you know. And here's all the clusters I managed to finish. Woo! Um, I did I did a few days where I did 50 a day, and then a few other days I only did 25. I just don't have time every day. With the new schedule that I put myself through, I'm kind of running on fumes a little bit, but I kind of have to. Just for a little bit. Eventually I'll be able to have extra time. But for right now, I have no extra time. So I managed to get through, I had a bunch of this leftover paper from when I broke down a book, where it's just text, and it was an art book. So I got through an entire little baggie I had of these. So you're gonna see a lot of them have a text on them. I was pretty happy with this. There's literally over a couple hundred here. Like, look how cute these are. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not adding in like. Eventually, I'll add like a character to the front, or I'll even add just like an extra heart, kind of like this. It's just a random piece I had laying around. Kind of like that's too light on that background. Maybe something like. Do I have any that are dark? Be great. All right, this one might work. Maybe even add it to the corner right there. See, you got an extra heart, or you got it here to the side, just barely covering some of the text. Um, was a bad example. But yeah, so I just add character stickers and stuff on top of it. And there's so many here. There's so many. And I've just been working through my haul of scrap paper. I have to go through my bucket of crap to make even more scrap paper. And I'm planning on selling these in the future. I'll probably sell like 20 or 30 for $5 or something like that. This one is just a cover piece. There was no editing done to this. It's just ripped. But it's one of those things where if I cover it all, it kind of loses its value. So I just didn't want to do that. And that's these. You know, just some very, just a lot of cluster pieces. These will go straight into my bin over here that I have with all my cluster pieces. Actually, let me pull that out for a second to show you something. I was just gonna toss them in here, but I could pull this out. Why not? I have it nearby. This is my bin. I got a bin here. Take out the lid. Look at all these, you know what I mean? And we got, see, like those are my solid color ones. Those are for specific junk journals. But we got so many different things in here. Alright, so my OBS froze halfway through filming there. And I was showcasing a few things. Also showcasing this, where it's my It's just some of these old pieces I did before. I have to make sure I watch OBS now to make sure it's not going to freeze again. I was thinking of putting some of these on my current cards that I have. I even pulled out a couple I was going to use on the junk journal I have. But, OBS was just like, I don't want to be a part of this. So you guys missed probably a good 5-10 minutes of filming. But, you know, it happens. But the reason why I stopped doing the finished design work on these is because, say I don't have butterflies at all inside the entire junk journal. Now I can't use this. Say I have nothing that has anything to do with old style coffee. Now I can't use this. There's no animals at all inside the entire junk journal. Now I can't use that. There's no cutie purple S design at all in the junk journal. I can't use it. So I started not doing that, basically. I realized that it was a problem to do it that way. But it's fine now. Like, I can still edit the pieces to look better in the future. It's really all what matters. Because be original. Let's put this back. Now that we have finished that shit show of lost information. That's gonna happen. It's something I knew would happen as I continued down the path of the video. So I actually made 4 sets of these. One of these is put away already because I was so excited to have it done that I forgot that I needed to film it. But it's fine, I have these left over. I actually picked the size that was between these 2 sizes to keep, but I wanted like some Fae bottles for fun, and I had some of these glass bottles just stored. So I made, this is just some iridescent flakes that I had left over from a different project, and I called it Fae Wing Flakes. I said Fae because it's not all gonna be fairy. It's just from the Fae Wild, so, you know. And then we have Fae Enchanted Soil, which, this is just coffee grounds. I was gonna say, energetic soil, but, you know. Then we have this enchanted moss. I got this moss from Goodwill, really cheap. It was just a couple bucks. But this is like my own little witchcraft. And then I called this one Blue Scruffin Tails. This came from, there's these toys where you have to pull off the fluff. I forget what they're called. They're really good for when you need something to do. And in the end, you get a plushie out of it. It's supposed to be like design your own plushie, but the fluff comes out regardless. So it's easier just to take everything off. And this is Fae Enchanted Forest Mushrooms. Those are actually mushrooms in there. I bought these mushrooms from Costco that were dried mushrooms. Melody. Oh, they were terrible. I don't like dried, rehydrated mushrooms. Maybe I just cooked it wrong. I might look into doing it better. But we also have the same thing, but in a smaller version. And then another smaller version, which I already put away. I'm not going to pull them back out. And then we have even smaller. Look right there. Look at those. They're so cute. The paper. I can actually show you how I did the paper. For those, I had bought this sticker paper stuff a while back. Oh, here it is. It's all over here. Apparently I moved it out of the way a while ago. And, yeah. So, we have... So, originally it's like this. I figured out which side was the sticker paper. Like you can see some remnants of brown there in the corner from when I was spraying. And then I had this spray that's not over here either. But I also put back. Look at me putting everything away. I had this spray that I sprayed on it, and then I took my ink, my distress ink, and then inked on top of it a bit to just tie it in a bit better. And then I just ripped it to size and wrote on it with the pen. That's it. Really easy. Really short. Very sweet. Um, yeah. I also got a glue gun this week. I have a glue gun back in action. I'm gonna be doing some with that. I want to use some of the moss and stuff with the glue gun. Anyway, that's all really. I have been working on other stuff during the week. I'm not filming, but I'm streaming 6 days out of the week right now. Anywhere from 1 to 5 hours per day. Sundays are going to be 10, maybe back and forth whether or not I'll stream, but I built a schedule for my streaming. These are from Bailey J. They're printed off, and then I dislike wasting the ink or paper. So what I did is I bought the prints, I bought these, and then I printed them off and then laminated them, so I can use a wet erase on them and not have to worry about the paper being wasted. But this is my current schedule I have. I realized I have names there that I probably shouldn't have done. Alright, so this is my current schedule I have. Someone can scroll back. It's not gonna hurt anything if they see it. They don't know who those people are. We have Repo Once Human on Monday. The Repo on all those days is just as I can see whether or not the people that I run Repo with will want to run. Craft is anywhere from like when I do art stuff in general. And then Saturday I have a huge list of games I'm going to be playing. Yesterday I ended up getting sidetracked with those bottles. And yes, I did all of these bottles, including the 4th set, in like an afternoon. But like I have Darkest Dungeon, Elden Ring Night Ring, Dark Graveyard Keeper, Kingsway, Fall Guys, Backpack Hero, 2 Point Hospital, Wild Frost. I ended up playing Fields of Mystery more. I've really been enjoying that game. It's been a good Stardew sign off, basically. And then I've been working on this Adopt for Bryce, which I managed to get the base done, and I'll probably get it completely done next week. And then that rate, I might show a still frame of the whole sale post. Just 1 to show it off, 2 to if anyone wants it. I'm trying to still get 6K steps a day. I'm trying to do roughly 10 to 30 minutes of PT a day. The dog gets walked at noon every day. I don't normally walk him Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but that's because my roommate does that one. I might start walking him regardless, though. I kind of want to push myself a bit more. I do laundry for myself today, which today is a full day. And then I do my roommate's laundry on Tuesday. The reason why I do their laundry is because I kind of live here for free. It's how I pay back. Yeah. I do most of the household chores, basically glorified. Yeah. But that's it. It's been a long week. It's been a long month, year, decade, lifetime. I feel pretty old, but I also feel extremely young. Let's see what we can get into this next week. I still want to work on the junk journal. I might not have time this week again. I do want to finish these cards, and I want to finish working on that Adopt, so Bryce can have excess income currently. They're having difficulties, so the least I can do is use the tools and skills I have available to me to make it a little easier on them, you know? What you're supposed to do when you care about your friends and your family is you do a little bit extra just to help. Which is another thing. If you have the opportunity and ability to help people, do it. Like, I get the concept of, well, what do I get out of it? What's really going to accomplish the long-term goal? I don't fucking care. Blanketly, I don't care. If you have the ability and the knowledge to help people, help people. That is the glory of helping people, is just being able to help people. And I'll be back next week with what else I get done. I felt like I got very little done this week, but I also feel like I was felt like I was constantly working on something. So, yeah. Ciao.